What little things keep you happy? If I brought up something in a conversation about what I wanted to do and the next time we meet the other person asks how it went, it makes me feel good and I actually feel like I exist. One of my co-workers is like that. She's just a wonderful person. She has 4 kids too. I'm happy for her to have my allotment. So much goes in one ear and out the other for so many people. Actually listening is so refreshing. I'm guilty of this and now I'm ashamed of myself. I will work on actually listening to people. When my friends text me first, edit, we get it. None of you have friends. Yo, where am I? If I don't text first, nobody will text me or invite me for anything or remember I exist. Nobody besides family cares about me. Haha, nervous laughter homies. Unfortunately, I realized how much of an initiator I am in 90% of my friendships when I moved 3 states away. Moving was busy and stressful etc, so I went about 2 months or so not really chatting with anyone regularly. 0 of my 4 or 5 closest friends texted or called. It was extremely disheartening. I still love them all, but it's exhausting sometimes. Also shout out to my mom for never forgetting about me. The fact that my cat sleeps at the foot of the bed on my side whenever I'm in bed. She's not very outwardly affectionate, so it's sweet that she tries to be close to me when she thinks I don't notice. My cat growing up did this. My feet still get cold without him. Miss ya buddy. My cats tried to sleep right next to me. They learned that was a bad idea. I rolled over in my sleep and right onto them. I woke up to screaming and confusion. After that, they slept right above my head or right below my feet. Showers. I love showers. I once went on a mission trip to Jamaica and the place I stayed at was considered fairly nice, and they even had issues with water supply. I would be shampooing my hair and suddenly the water would just shut off. Access to warm running water is a luxury. I am always in disbelief that I get to come home to a warm shower every night. For those of us who can, don't let that little gift go unnoticed. It's truly a privilege. I lost hot water for 7 weeks in winter and I was basically a rabid animal. Now I realize how much I appreciate a warm hot shower to start my day properly. I don't drink coffee, but it sounds like when people try to function without that crutch in the morning. When someone tells me that a certain thing reminded them of me or they thought of me after looking at something. This, so much I'd love to feel this. You know what hurt me the most after my ex and I broke up? I liked him as a person, not just a boyfriend. Maybe once a month I think about him like this, but he blocked me and doesn't care anymore. He might still care. I find I have to cold turkey completely sever all ties after a breakup for about 6 months before I am able to be just friends. Otherwise I don't get over the relationship properly, especially if they broke up with me. I still don't want them to contact me, but it's not because I don't care about them. It's because I don't want to care about them. When someone says I smell good, I sweat a lot and constantly fear that I smell bad, even if I haven't done anything to make me sweat, so the random compliments I get on my cologne or deodorant or whatever make me feel better. I tell myself I don't smell bad. I know that I don't, but it's that constant nagging but what if that always gets to me. I have been wearing Armani cologne since middle school because the girl I was obsessed with said I smelled nice. I went through the same for a year back in high school. I was using a friend's cologne because I was afraid that my mom could smell weed, but then I went to class and my crush told me that she just wanted to hug me because I smelled so good. Bought that shit the day after and used it for a year until I couldn't stand it anymore. Getting a blanket and watching an episode of my favorite show while drinking some tea. It's also the routine and anticipation throughout the day. Just knowing that whatever BS happens throughout this day, in 12 hours I'll be home chilling without having to worry about a thing. Without having to worry about a thing. How can one learn such a power? I feel like I'm always stressed about something coming up. There is a time to think, worry and do, and there is a time to not. Separate those times with some sort of self-serving ritual like blankets and tea, a book and your dog, or paint and a canvas, or video games and editors. Whatever your little hobby or comfort is, take that time to tell everything else to fuck off. Generally this is a time where even if you found the perfect something to do, it would not be time to do it, so might as well self-care instead. Seeing people I care about smile. A good beer in a warm building when it's freezing outside. The uncontrollable urge to toss an arm around a fellow man after a few beers and just tell him he's a great guy who deserves the best. Hearing someone call me useful. Literally anytime someone smiles when they spot me anywhere. That shit keeps me going for weeks. Don't really hear this one that much these days, but absolutely just hearing that I'm cute, physically attractive would make me happy for like a month at a time. Even if we weren't dating and nothing came of it. Your comment made me smile, so you're useful. Yours made me smile too. D. My one female friend I no longer speak to told me one day sophomore year of high school my hair looked good. I'm a sophomore in college now. These things stick. Skinnerals man. Whenever I'm having a rough time and I see those energetic little tree rats running around without a care in the world, I cheer up a bit. You can definitely see where the term squirrely comes from by watching them. A genuine compliment as a guy it is rare and can make my year, honestly. Always a good memory. I try at least once a day to give a genuine compliment out, when I have the courage to do so, but sometimes I feel like they don't take it well or put off by it. Or maybe I'm just reading their facial expressions all wrong. As someone who was complimented 4 years ago about something relatively minor, do it please. It'll make us feel good for longer than you know. The morning ritual I share with my cat. He'll jump up on the bed for some cuddles when I wake up. Then we head over to the bathroom where he'll sit in the shower while I'll turn on the water in the sink for a few seconds so the shower drain makes a sound. He'll watch it with great interest for a round or two before leaving. Then he'll jump on the counter in the hallway and give me a goodbye sniff before I leave for work. This is the cutest shit ever. Crying squeal noise. Dropping a deuce and only needing the one wipe. I tend to go nah that's not right and wipe once more, ruining it. I wipe like several times in disbelief, every time. But it'll take two to figure out if you only needed one wipe. When my husband takes the time to brush the snow off my car even though it's early and he really doesn't have to, makes my heart smile that he thinks of me. That reminds me of my dad. Even after 30 years of marriage, he'd still carve my mom's name in the moss of the patio after winter with the pressure washer, and make snow sculptures of her face on his snowman. This is so sweet and fun. He seems like a lovely man. Watching a bird take a bath. They look like they enjoy it so much. Hey, everyone likes a good bath, I guess. I've seen birds splashing around in puddles or in bird baths and they're all into it. The sunsets over here. They remind me how beautiful the world can be. Even if the place you're at the moment seems hostile and dark, you can see beauty in it. I feel this. Had the worst week of my life, filled with so much sadness and exhaustion, and I looked at the sunset. I cried really hard and felt that life is good no matter what. Serotonin. But also dopamine. And a drop of adrenaline sometimes too. Then some crack. The beauty of the stars and planets, especially on a cool, crisp night. Earlier this year I had the opportunity to look through a telescope. Don't own one personally. I saw Jupiter and the 4 Galilean moons. Absolutely blew my mind. I've been eating this protein bar when I'm in a pinch and don't have time to make something better. I mentioned to my boyfriend I ran out, and then when I got home today there was a big box of them left on my porch. He's a keeper equals. Mowing the lawn. It's just me, the mower, the lawn, and my music. It makes me feel at peace and I am excited anytime I have the opportunity. Why would anyone do drugs when they could mow a lawn? I find that doing simple stuff like keeping my room clean keeps me feeling better. Maybe it's the same for the lawn. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Reddit videos.